Reality TV marriages. And the reality of it is, some people on these shows, they just not prepared for marriage. This is the second episode of my series where I just talk about all things marriage. And today we're talking about, you know what? Some people just aren't prepared and aren't made for marriage. And ain't nothing wrong with it. You just not made for marriage. Marriage ain't for everybody. A lot of people design marriage in their head, and it ain't nothing about what marriage really is like. A lot of people need to start talking to people who are actually in real marriages so they can figure out if marriage is really for them. Because some of the stuff they be coming up with, I'd be like, that ain't even marriage. I don't judge women who are not ready for marriage. I don't judge women if marriage isn't for them. You know, I don't think that that's a determination of you're a good person or you're not a good person. But some people are just not suited for the job of marriage. And if you're not suited for the job for marriage, you shouldn't get married. You should look for what you're looking for somewhere else, because it ain't in marriage. Marriage is an institution. There's some things that are just universal to marriage. And if you talk to wives and people who are in marriage, you will find out that even though our husbands have individual things about them and uniqueness to them, there's some things that are just universal. And married women all the time sit around and say, you know what, girl, I thought it was just my husband. No, sometimes it's just men. Men are not women. They don't think like us. They don't act like us. They don't want the same things as us. And if you're not willing to accept that men are a different species and you got to figure out how to get along with them, then you're not ready for marriage. If you're trying to make the man become a woman, you're not ready for marriage, because he ain't going to become no woman. When I watch these shows, there's a couple of things that I see when I know a person's not ready for marriage. And one of the lines I hear a lot of people say, men and women, is, I want somebody to accept me for as I am. Bah, you ain't ready for marriage. If you come into marriage, think everybody's going to accept you as you are, you ain't ready. That's why people get divorced, not get married. It's called irreconcilable differences. Irreconcilable differences is when you come together and you have differences between two people and you couldn't reconcile them. So as a result, you getting a divorce. Because if people accepted you for as you are, then there wouldn't be no irreconcilable differences, because they would just keep accepting you, right? That's why I'm telling you, if you come into marriage and think that you can just be accepted for you as you are and you're not going to have to change, you're going to be getting divorced and you're going to be checking the box that says irreconcilable differences because the person didn't accept me as I am. People like that, they're more suited for like hookups, situationships, or short-term relationships. Because, you know, when anybody will put up with you like for a couple of months or a year, you know, if you don't want to change, anybody can do that. But then after a while, to sustain a relationship, you're going to need to change. And when you start not willing to change, that's when you're going to end up breaking up. That's why your relationship breaks up. So don't get married. Just keep hopping from man to man or woman to woman. Just stay who you are. Don't never change. And when the person gets tired of you, just go on and get a new one. You're not suited for marriage. You're more suited for situationships, hookups, and short-term relationships, not long-term. A lot of people talk about love me as I am, authenticity, you know, all this other kind of stuff. I want to stay authentic and true to who I am, and talk about, well, don't become no pick Misha. Don't be trying to change so some man will pick you. That's stupid. If you never want to mold and change and fit with someone else, and you just want to stay true to who you are and stay 100% authentic all the time, then you don't need to get married. And some of this authenticity, it needs to be changed. It might be how you was born or how you was raised or how you came to the table, but that don't mean you need to stay that way. Some authenticity is foul. Some authenticity needs to be changed. Another reason I know when you're not ready for marriage is when you lazy in relationships. Lazy. You may not be lazy in your regular life. Like in your regular life, sometimes people are go-getters. They do whatever it takes to make it happen. You know, they start a business. They got 3, 4, 5 degrees. Every other part of their life, they've made it happen. But when it comes to relationship, they can't seem to make it happen. Somehow all that work and energy they put into their career or their kids or their job, or I don't know, losing weight or whatever else, they don't come with that same energy for relationships. And so as a result, they may not be lazy in other parts of their life, but they lazy in relationships. I mean, they'll do whatever it takes to get a job or get a career. They'll go to school for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. You know, they'll get a mentor, they'll get a coach, they'll get professional help. But when it comes to a relationship, they ain't ask for no help. They ain't get no professional coaching. They don't get nothing. They just act like they're just going to show up, and it's just going to show up on their front door, and they don't have to do no work. They lazy. And you know, another people I see who are real lazy, I can tell, are the people who run around who complain about Valentine's Day because they don't have like a boyfriend or a husband. And you know what that means? That means they don't value people who are putting in all the hard work at on Valentine's Day. You know, they talk about, you know, Valentine's Day is a man-made holiday. Well, so is Mother's Day. But you know what? We value mothers because we know how hard it is to be a mother. But somehow or another, you don't value the hard work people are doing in relationships every day. Shit, give me my flowers. I work hard hard all the time in my relationship. So why don't I get a date too? That's how I tell you. That's why I know people are lazy in relationships, because they don't value the work it takes to actually be in a relationship. So when Valentine's Day comes around, they don't think it should be no special holiday. Nothing should get acknowledged. Well, why not? We acknowledge your birthday and all you did was get born. Why can't you acknowledge my relationship and my lover and my relationship when I work hard to be in it? That's because you don't think it's nothing special. You think it should just be easy. And so don't nobody deserve no flowers or no award for it. Give me my flowers and my award. Another reason I know you ain't ready for marriage is because you want a ready-made man. These are the women around here always talking about don't invest in no man. He need to come ready-made, all this other kind of stuff. Well, you know what? A woman like that, you only gonna be suited for two type of men. One, he's gonna have to be a lot older than you. So if you 30, he gonna need about 45 or 50, because what you're saying is you always want to be behind him. You can't marry your peer. You can't be 30 and marry a man 30, because guess what? That man ain't gonna be that far ahead of you. So if you want to marry a man who's already above you and past you, then you need to marry a man that's 10 or 15 years older. How you expect to be 26 and the man's 26, but he's making a whole lot more money than you? That don't even make no sense. You both on the same trajectory. So how is he making so much more than you? So unless you're a broke woman and ain't got no money and nothing going on with you, then I guess it is easy to find a man who makes more money than you. But if you're a woman that got a little bit going on, that doesn't even make any sense. Another woman who doesn't want to invest in a man or invest in a relationship, they also become the side chicks, because they really don't want to do all the work. What they want to do is they want to be on the side. They want the wife to do all the work with the husband and do all the work to make him a better man and all this other kind of stuff. And then the side chick wants to come in and reap all the benefits. That's why side chicks are always so attracted to married men, because they look at the married man, they be like, ooh, look at he got everything I want. Yeah, he got everything you want. Because that woman at home has been working with him and they've been working together, and he's learned how to love a woman. He's learned how to treat a woman. You know, men become better inside of marriages. They don't become better out here running the streets. That's not how they learn about women. They learn about women inside of a marriage. And then the side chick comes along and she thinks, ooh, he knows all this now. He knows how to care and provide for a woman. That's what I want. Yeah, because you want to reap all the benefits of what the wife did. And you know, another thing about this salary thing, I don't want to marry a man who makes less than me. Well, I guess you must not have faith in yourself, because you know what? If I get married, I'm going to think my salary is going to go up. So even if I start off making the same money as my husband, so what? I got to always make less than him? What if my career takes off? What if I start some new business that takes off? And does that mean I got to divorce him because now I make more than him? That doesn't even make any sense. So all these women running around talking about that, you must not have no faith in yourself about your career earnings, because to think that you're going to limit your income based on what a man makes is stupid. Another reason is people are selfish. People love to write down lists about everything they want in their marriage or what they want in a man, but they don't give no consideration to what that other person wants. It's like a lopsided contract. It's like, these are all the things I want, but then you don't expect that other person to want some things. Lopsided. Selfishness. You want to get the better end of the stick, the better deal all the time, and you could care less about what the other person is getting out of it. Yourself. People are real good at evaluating other people, figuring out what they don't have, what qualities are good or bad in them, but they don't have no ability to look in the mirror and turn it around and figure out what their shortcomings are. What's the other person getting? You selfish, because all you're thinking about is how you gonna win, how you gonna come up, how you gonna get ahead. You start overvaluing yourself and you undervalue the man. You start thinking parts of you is worth more than it's worth. Sometimes people don't value the same things you value. So even though you think you coming to the table with this great package, other people could be like, well, you missing some stuff too. But you don't care about that because you're selfish. You ain't worried about what they not getting. You only worried about what you getting. Marriage is harder than raising kids, because you know what? There's something about that bonds you to your kids. No matter how much your kids may disappoint you, hurt you, make you sad or whatever else at certain times, you know what? You never leave your kids. You figure out a way to work past it. And there's a bond that naturally ties you to your child. But when it comes to marriage, when you encounter those same things, guess what? It's so easy to walk away, to walk out the door. You don't sometimes have that same sort of pull on you that you may have with your child. And as a result, it's harder to stay in marriages than it is harder to stick with your child. But you know what? You got to have the same grit and determination you have with your children. You have to have that same grit, determination, patience, and forgiveness with your husband. Anyway, that's it, y'all. My episode 2 of my original content, where we just sit and we just talk about marriage. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Talk to you later. Bye.